Hello Barbugs, welcome back. I'm your pilot, Tristan Ogrim Buckley, and this week we're talking about aviation. Not this kind of aviation, we're talking about the Aviation Cocktail. Originally, we thought that the first mention of the aviation came from Harry Craddock's Savoy Cocktail book in 1930. So, while it might be tempting to think that the name aviation comes from being sort of suave and sophisticated, like this kind of era of aviation, although none of this aesthetic is actually historically accurate. I kind of pieced it together with stock photos and stuff. Whoa, okay. Okay, we're back on course. So, we think of it that way, but the Douglas DC-2, which was the first passenger plane we would think of as a passenger plane, that didn't come out until 1932. It was a very successful plane, though, so, I mean, I got a little sidetracked learning about aviation history doing all this, but that's neither here nor there. So, cocktail historians have found that the original source of the aviation cocktail was Hugo Enslin's Recipes for Mixed Drinks in 1916, and that the Savoy Cocktail book had left out a very important ingredient, creme de violette. It's a violet-flavored liqueur, and it is impossible to find, and for a long time, that was literally true. It's recently come back to life, so that's a thing now. The important thing about creme de violette in the aviation cocktail is that it gives it a very nice, pale blue tint, a dusky, clear sky. No screen can do justice to this, you have to see it yourself. It also adds a touch of complexity that was missing from the recipe that was used for 70 years. Now, the aviation was always kind of obscure, right from the beginning. It was terrible timing for it to come out because Hugo Enslin's book was the last before Prohibition started, so it never really had a chance to take off. By the time Prohibition was over, it became sort of a secret handshake for real gin enthusiasts, but it was never very popular, and today it's still not because creme de violette is difficult to find. But it has become part of the cocktail canon, and I think it's fitting that a drink with such a mysterious history should have such a mysterious hue. Alright, back to the Lucky Bug Bar. Now I'm going to make this cocktail using two different recipes. The pre-rediscovery recipe, and the current recipe as we know it from Enslin in 1916. Both involve 2 ounces of gin, 3/4 an ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce maraschino liqueur, and so far the recipes have been pretty much identical. Now we add 1/4 ounce of creme de violette to the original recipe. Not much, just a touch. Double strain. And of course, because cherries are in season, I'm using fresh cherries, steeped in maraschino, for garnish. These drinks are very, very similar, but they are not quite the same. On top of adding color, the creme de violette also adds a complex floral note that makes the drink far more interesting. If ever there were an illustration of why it makes sense to measure all your drinks, this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. And also check out related and recent videos down below. Check out the website for more information. And remember, savor, don't slurp. Cheers.